Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and coming at you with one of the last videos for uh, comedies that I grew up with that I enjoy, and some of them are reviews, some of them are like this one are just me mentioning it because I can't think of another video that actually mentions this movie. So it's like, hey, this film exists and I like it, and that is a film called Club Paradise. Now, it's hard to review comedies and what makes one person laugh might not make the other person laugh, but Club Paradise, where it says, the vacation you'll never forget, no matter how hard you try. Starring Robin Williams, Peter O'Toole, Rick Moranis, Eugene Levy, Jimmy Cliff, uh, this woman here, which I think she was a model. Her name at this point was Twiggy. Joanna Cassidy, Brian Doyle-Murray right here in the red shirt, who's related to Bill Murray. And actually, that guy and Harold Ramis did the screenplay. And the late, great Harold Ramis directed this film. Now, he did this film in 1986, and I'm trying to see where this was in his career in 1986. He had directed Caddyshack, and he had directed National Lampoon's Vacation. And then this was the next film that he directed in 1986. Now, unlike Caddyshack and unlike National Lampoon's Vacation, this film didn't do anything. The critics hated it. It was a bomb at the box office. It says here it cost $15 million and only made $12 million. Came out in July of '86, which it's a lot of movies that came out in '86. I mean, you had Aliens. I mean, a lot of other movies. So this film really didn't do much of anything. And it was a film starring, of course, Robin Williams. Now, trying to see where was this in Robin Williams' career. I mean, of course, we all know who Robin Williams is. Mork and Mindy to acting. Trying to see, again, where this was in his filmography. Well, I mean, he had done Popeye, and then he had done some films like A World According to Garp, which I haven't seen. Popeye, I don't know, it's one of those movies that I don't know. The Survivors, I did not care for. That was one I was disappointed in because I'm like, oh, cool, it's him, and it's Walter Matthau. It was directed by, Michael Ritchie, guy who directed The Golden Child, which I love very much. I love The Golden Child. And he also did Fletch and the original Bad News Bears, but The Survivors I did not find funny. Moscow and the Hudson, did not see. Didn't see Seize the Day either. I think those were more like drama films, to be honest. I mean, Survivors was trying to be a comedy, but it didn't work. But then after this film, he had The Best of Times, which was around the same time. It was the year after Good Morning Vietnam where he got his big success. I mean, was he actually nominated for an Oscar for that film? Really? I liked him in the film, but Oscar nominated? Yeah, nominated for Best Actor Academy Award for that. Okay. I mean, I like Good Morning Vietnam, but Academy Award worthy performance? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's movies I like with him in it. Robin Williams, Cadillac Man, I like. Toys, I think is underrated as hell. Mrs. Doubtfire, I don't even own. I haven't seen that in forever. Jumanji, I remember liking, but the special effects don't hold up. Jad, I did not like. The Birdcage, I like to give that another shot. Good Will Hunting, good performance. Father's Day, I didn't think it was that bad. What Dreams May Come, I actually liked. Thought that was a really interesting, sort of, I think, original movie. Granted, there's little things I would not have done, but overall, I thought What Dreams May Come was definitely an interesting movie. I think that was the guy who originally was going to direct Alien 3, Vincent Ward. That was the guy who came up with that wooden planet thing. But anyway, not going to go through every single Robin Williams thing. And Club Paradise, it's pretty much Robin Williams was this Chicago. His character is a Chicago fireman who gets injured during the job at one point, where this woman's like, my baby, and he goes up there, he goes, oh shit, and there's a fucking dog, and he gets the dog out of there safely, but then he gets blown out out the window, and like, hey, you okay? And he goes, I quit. And pretty much with his injury, he gets some disability money, and he goes to the Caribbean and lives a life there. Meets this guy played by Jimmy Cliff, who owns a club, and he sings. Meets this woman who this girl named Twiggy in real life, and pretty much his buddy Jimmy Cliff. They're gonna close the club down. These guys want to buy his place. They run him out, and of course you find out something to do with they want to turn the place into this casino and all this other stuff. So hey, let's make a place where people want to be, a club paradise. And in a way, kind of sucker these guys in, but at the same time, not really suckering them in. It's one of those movies that it's hard. It's an easy enough plot, but it's one of those movies I just enjoy because I did grow up with the film. And I probably would say this is my favorite Robin Williams role. This is my favorite Robin Williams film. I mean, close second would be Toys, and I kind of want to say Toys because Toys, I kind of want to put above this just for the imagination alone. But at the same time, this is another film that no one ever talks about for Harold Ramis, and definitely no one ever talks about for Robin Williams. I think the reason I like this, I think originally this was supposed to be Bill Murray, who's like they wanted Bill Murray for this type of role. Like this type of role, you can see Bill Murray playing. But it was nice to see Robin Williams as kind of a normal guy. He's a normal guy, but he's a funny guy, kind of a smart ass guy. And if you really think about it, like Good Morning Vietnam, you could say maybe it's a bit of that, but you look at Toys, you look at the Birdcage, you look at. But I do see like Cadillac Man, which I do like Cadillac Man. That's one of my favorite Robin Williams films. But usually he's like very wacky and very crazy. But like here he's playing a normal guy, but at the same time he's a bit of a smart ass type of guy. You have some fun stuff where they sneak onto a boat. And he's like, what? And he's like, he realizes he accidentally switched the tanks, so it's fucking helium. He's like, oh, this is helium. God damn it! I brought the wrong tank. And when they get arrested, it's like, guard, what? What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I always want to do that with a cop. It's one of those things that I can't really replicate because I'm not a comedian. I just think it has a fun vibe to it. I think the cast does a good job. I think Harold Ramis does a good job. I like the Caribbean songs that Jimmy Cliff and such play. Rick Moranis and Eugene Levy, I think they do a good job as these two guys who they pretty much have come down there to score some women and also score some weed. I mean, it's not a deep film, but I think it's just entertaining 80s film. Yeah, Peter O'Toole, who's this guy who's sort of the governor of the place, but he's kind of a guy who, pretty much assumes that no matter what, it's all gonna, it's all almost kind of like a pessimistic attitude, but at the same time, he's not angry or mean about it, but he's like, well, it's gonna happen anyway. I don't know how to describe it. And pretty much you have an ending where there's going to be a little bit of revolution, and even Robin Williams does employ some of his fireman skills. I always remember when he's using the fire hose against various soldiers. But it's not an action film at all. It's nothing like that. Sort of the weird stuff that happens with the guests of this place. It's one of those films that is kind of hard to review because It's not like specific one-liners that made me laugh. It's just I really enjoy seeing Robin Williams in this film. I think that's what it is. I like the cast. It's not just because I grew up with the film. I do find it an entertaining film, but I just think it's a Robin Williams role that he's just sort of playing a normal guy who's sort of a wise ass. I mean, if you're some people get annoyed with Robin Williams because sometimes they think he's just too crazy, too wacky, too wild and out there. But to me, this is the Robin Williams that I really enjoy the most. Again, he's pretty serious, but at the same time, I just put it's kind of like a role that Bill Murray would play. Like, you don't think of Bill Murray as wacky and, say, Ghostbusters, but at the same time, he's really funny. Same thing here. Robin Williams, he's not over the top wacky, but he's, funny. He's very quick with his wit. Kind of like Eddie Murphy with the Golden Child. I mean, yeah, I could say I like Golden Child and Ghostbusters more than this, but I mean, I know this isn't much a review because I haven't really said much about the film, but this is really me as sort of just bringing attention to this film Club Paradise and saying, hey, does anyone remember this movie? This movie isn't that bad, and this movie didn't deserve the bomb that badly, and yeah, Bill Murray turned down the film's lead role. His brother Brian Doyle-Murray ended up in the cast, not in the lead role, but he was within the cast. Ed Roboto is a pseudonym for Harry Shearer from The Simpsons, who was asked to do a rewrite with Tom Leopold. Only 2 words of what they wrote end up in the film, the title. And Harry Shearer was so appalled by the movie that he removed his name from the credits. That's what I'm talking about. This movie isn't that bad. It got an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Peter O'Toole's performance earned him a Razzie Award nomination, which he was not that bad. The IMDb gets a 4.7. This film doesn't deserve a 4.7. This film is not that bad to deserve a fucking 4.7. Is it the funniest movie ever? Is it a laugh riot? I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, like, I like this more than Mrs. Doubtfire. I like this more than some other Robin Williams stuff because it's just Robin Williams playing a normal guy using his wit. I think it's a likable cast of characters. Likable. I think the cast do a good job. I think it moved at a good pace. It was 90 some minutes long. Decent Caribbean songs. It was a decent location. Peter O'Toole was not that bad. Eugene Levy and Rick Moranis, those 2 guys were fun to watch. Rick Moranis, his character, tries to sail on a surfboard and he gets lost at sea at one point. I mean, that's really what I wanted to bring this movie up, just to say, hey, I like this film. I probably would say this is my favorite Robin Williams, or at least one of my favorite Robin Williams films. And this film doesn't deserve a 4.7. It's not that fucking bad. It's not that fucking awful. It doesn't deserve to be forgotten. No, this has no features, at least not on this DVD. It's in widescreen, but it only has a trailer, and that's it. So unfortunately, because it seems like no one cares about the film, you're never going to have features. It bombed. No one talks about the film. This film's forgotten, but I'm not going to forget it. And that's why I like doing these type of videos. Even if it's not really the best review, because again, I didn't really say much about the film. But hey, if you like Robin Williams and you've never seen this, give this a look. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you do like it, I mean, I think if you like Robin Williams, it's worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch if you like Robin Williams. And again, I knew I forgot the IMDb rating, but a 4.7 and 8% Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like probably the Harold Ramis film that no one ever talks about, no one ever even thinks about, no one ever remembers. And Harry Shearer, you're not one to talk. When did The Simpsons stop being good? How many decades has it been now? And The Simpsons are still on, and you're talking to a Simpsons fan? How many decades has it been since The Simpsons have been funny? This is better than The Simpsons movie. Sorry, Harry Shearer. I know you're part of the cast, but I'd rather watch this than the fucking Simpsons movie. Simpsons movie can kiss my ass. Had like one or two jokes worth. This is funnier than the Simpsons movie. I'm sorry. In my opinion. But anyway, that's just my short little video about Club Paradise, just letting people know about the film, that the film exists. But either way, thanks for watching, take care, and stay tuned for another video being uploaded pretty soon. See you in a bit.